Hey everyone, my name is Wax Steven, and you guys probably know me from the Warped show that we do on this channel. And today I'm going to be here talking a little bit about how to make a character with the What's Old is New RPG system, specifically the N.E.W setting. What you're going to need today is your character sheets, some D6s, pencil, and you're also going to need the What's Old is New RPG book. Once you've done this a few times, you can bang out a character in about 10 minutes. If you notice right at the top, you've got a space for your character's name, your homeworld, your origin, career, and a space that says A blank, who/with blank. When you decide on your character's name, you can put it in the space there. Your homeworld will be a certain sort of environment that will help give you a positive and a negative attribute as we create the character. Your origin career is going to be the sort of foundation that helps you build your character and will give you attributes, skills, and exploits. So let's get started. We're going to decide on exactly what kind of character we want to do. A lot of people are playing with, I think, the standard kind of group, 4 people usually, plus a DM or a GM. A group situation that you usually want to think about when you're thinking about a sort of sci-fi or space opera or even a medieval or N.E.W campaign, what you're going to want to do is determine the kind of role that everyone wants to play in the group. Some groups like to decide on a pretty basic setup. They want to do somebody that can be tanky. They want somebody that can be a heavy damage dealer. They want somebody that can be support, and maybe one utility. Now, if you want to use that as your foundation, you can. Some people just decide that, hey, I just want to make whatever I think is fun. And that's totally cool, too. Do whatever you think is right and what is right for your group. So I think for today, I'm going to make a sort of typical kind of character. I think I'm going to make sort of like I think in my head a kind of bounty hunter, maybe somebody that's good with some pistols. So I've got this thing in my head of a bounty hunter kind of person. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to determine a few things before we get started. I'm going to determine that each of my attributes needs to start at 3, with the exception of my psi and my rep. And psi happens to be the sort of futuristic, almost magic-like resource that players will use to help them activate psionic abilities. Your rep is your reputation, and that will help you sort of have a higher rank. It could help you get more money. There's a lot of different things that rep and psi can do, but we're going to start those at 0. Mark down 0 on my sheet. Everything else is going to start at a 3. Now, make sure that you have yourself an eraser so you can erase as we go. Next thing I'm going to do is determine a species that I want to play. I think for our purposes, I'm going to decide on, let's go with a feline. So, I'm going to take note of the fact that I'm playing a feline on my character sheet, and felines are considered medium size. So we're going to put just a feline at the top of the sheet for now. Felines get different bonuses, and they get different exploits and attributes, like every other race in this game. So, we need to go ahead and give ourselves some attribute bonuses here. So we're changing our 3 that we put down before for agility now into a 5, because we've added a +2. We've added 1 point to our intuition. Next, we're going to look at charisma. Charisma is going to get an increase of a +1. That's going to go up to a 4. And then luck is also going to go up to a +1. And luck is a wonderful thing in this game. It's used as a resource to help you improve dice rolls when you need them. It's also used to help you get starting money. And I like to use it a lot in certain situations where I think luck is the appropriate attribute for players to roll. The species skills. Let's decide on the skills that we're going to choose. So we get 3 of those. So for my first skill, I'm going to choose acrobatics. And for any of these skill choices, I can go ahead and substitute one of these for a defensive skill. So some of the defensive skills are listed in your derived statistics section of your book, and that's located on page 64. So some of the melee range defensive skills: acrobatics, which I just took, dodging, foresight, mental defense, concentration, meditation, bravery, discipline, religion, conviction, leadership, psychology, and rulership. So acrobatics is a good skill overall because I can use it as a defensive skill, and it's going to help me when I calculate some of my statistics later. I think we're going to go ahead and go with bluffing. I'd like to take a sort of social skill choice here. I want to give myself a little bit of variety. Next up, I think we'll choose reactions. Reactions will help me with my initiative rolls later on. So I'm going to go ahead and mark all of these as grade 1. So next up, what we're going to do is choose all of the feline species exploits. Agile. Felines are noted for their dexterity. When taking a new career, a feline may optionally exchange one of the listed 4 attributes increases for agility, as long as it doesn't result in a duplicate attribute advancement. Okay, so we're going to make note of this. Agile. Fast. Felines are fast and nimble, adding 2 to their speed. Jumper. Felines are adept at jumping, adding 5 feet to both horizontal and vertical jump distances. Land on your feet. When falling, a feline halves the falling distance for the purposes of determining falling damage, the chance of landing prone, or the difficulty to jump down. Claws. Accurately slashing with their sharp claws, felines do 2d6 unarmed damage. Next up, what we're going to do is choose a homeworld type. We're going to apply any attribute adjustments, and we're going to take any note of bonus skills. Now, some people like to build their character based on a certain backstory that they have in mind. If you like to do that, you should totally go for it. Other people like to build their characters so that they boost up the attributes and the skills that they think they have in mind for the role that they want to play. Also great. Do whatever you think is right for your character and what you think is right for your group. I think for now, we're going to go ahead and choose the volcanic homeworld option. Going to write that down, and that's going to give me a +1 agi and a -1 to strength. Now that's dropped me down to 2 strength, which means that I only get 1 d6 to roll if I have to do anything strength related. That's a bit of a downfall there, so let's hope we can boost that up as we start to choose our careers later on. But that's going to take us up to 6 agility. Again, that's going to move us down to 2 strength. And we're going to get the dodging skill, which we can add at grade 1. Okay, next up we're going to choose a hook and note it in our descriptor. So that's going to go in a feline who with, and then we place our hook there. I think for this character, we're going to say, or I think for this guy, we're going to say a feline who likes to fill the silence.